this is a fresh update coming in from the violence-hit state of Manipur.
Once again, violence has been reported from Manipur. In the past 2 days, 2 women have died.
What happens when fear becomes a constant companion, when the question of peace feels like a distant dream? 2 years. Imagine living in a state where, for nearly 2 years, tension is the air you breathe, where fear shadows every moment, every gathering, every celebration. In Manipur, these aren't just questions, they're the reality. The Jiribam-Manipur killings on November 11, 2024, are the latest tragic chapter in a larger story that has plagued the state since May 2023, affecting the lives of countless people. Manipur's communities have been on edge for months, with tensions simmering since May 2023, primarily between the majority Meitei community and the minority Kuki group. Issues of land rights, political representation, and community identity have been at the heart of these conflicts, fueling an ongoing cycle of violence. Since the start of the conflict in 2023, over 250 lives have been lost and approximately 60,000 people have been forced to leave their homes. For those affected, daily life has been disrupted as they try to cope with the fear of further escalation and uncertainty. On November 11th, 2024, these tensions reached another tragic peak in Jiribam. At around 3:30 p.m., suspected Kuki militants launched an attack on a Central Reserve Police Force CRPF camp in the Boro-Bekra subdivision. A violent clash ensued, with CRPF forces retaliating, resulting in the deaths of 10 to 11 attackers and leaving a CRPF Jawan injured in the process. The attack at the CRPF camp was swift and brutal, resulting in immediate casualties and escalating the fear among Jiribam residents. Reports indicate that in the ensuing gunfight, at least 10 suspected militants were killed, casting a dark shadow over the community. Imagine being an eyewitness, seeing your neighbors caught in the chaos, unsure if the violence will end or only worsen. This incident highlights the intensity of the ongoing conflict in Manipur and adds to a death toll that has already devastated so many families. The tragic incident in Jiribam has prompted swift responses from both local and national authorities. Following the attack, local curfews were imposed and security measures were increased to prevent any potential retaliation or further violence. Both state and central governments are now actively working to restore peace. Ethnic organizations have responded by calling for shutdowns and protests in Jiribam and surrounding areas, leading to the closure of schools, businesses, and public spaces. However, these efforts are temporary solutions to what is a deeply rooted conflict. The impact of these events isn't just in lives lost, it's in lives changed forever. Residents of Jiribam are living with daily fears. Many people who were once confident in their hometowns now face uncertainty and anxiety, wondering if they'll ever feel safe again. Schools have closed, businesses have shut down, and families are questioning their future in Manipur. Imagine walking through your town, now filled with memories of violence and grief. Community members, civil organizations, and even some volunteer groups are offering counseling and peace dialogues to help residents cope. But despite these efforts, the wounds remain fresh, and a return to normalcy feels distant. The Jiribam killings resonate far beyond this town, beyond Manipur even, casting a shadow over northeast India. The incident has sparked concerns across neighboring states, with political leaders and analysts warning that such violence may spread if deeper issues aren't addressed. The risks are high, not only for Manipur, but for the stability of the entire northeastern region. Experts argue that the state's long-term peace and unity depend on a commitment to addressing the grievances of all communities. Without it, the cycle of violence may continue, affecting the lives and futures of generations. As we reflect on the Jiribam-Manipur killings, it's clear this tragedy extends far beyond one community. It's a reminder of the pressing need for peace, for understanding, for dialogue. True peace isn't just the absence of violence, it's the presence of trust, of hope, of a future where communities can live without fear. For Manipur, the path forward is challenging, but it's one that must be walked together. Leaders, activists, neighbors, all have a role to play in healing these wounds and building a lasting peace. Only together can Manipur hope to emerge from the shadow of violence. Let us honor the memory of those lost in Jiribam, and may their legacy inspire us to pursue a future where no one has to live in fear, where every community can live in harmony.
Our armed forces, we try to always caution them to restrict their firing. That is one of our standard practice. In almost all situations, we always tell them to restrict their firing. But when it is fired upon with sophisticated weapons, with rocket launchers and this and that, then that retaliation also is part of our this mandate.
So this is a fresh update coming in from the violence-hit state of Manipur, and indefinite curfew continues in Jiribam amidst reports of fresh firings last night. A shutdown is observed in the Meitei dominated valley areas, and however a shutdown also continues in the Kuki dominated areas. Massive protest by Kuki civil society groups for gunning down for at least 10 tribal youths by security forces in Jiribam. However, Manipur police have claimed that they were hardcore militants. 6 persons, including 3 children and 3 women, are still missing from Jiribam after the day before yesterday's shootout. In yesterday's gunfight, 10 Meitei civilians were missing. So far, the status is 2 individuals have been found dead. Meibam Kesho of 75 years and El Kesho of 56 years, 2 found alive and 6 missing, and suspected feared to have been taken hostage by Kuki militants.